Hey YouTube fam, Sonia here. Welcome back to my channel where I teach you how to reconnect with your innate divine compass, your intuition. And today we're going to talk about being stuck in a rut. Our spiritual practices and our lives and social media and all these places when you're feeling the squeeze, you're feeling uninspired, you're doing the same things over and over again. How do we come back to our creative, connected, expansive selves? Well, I'm here to help, kind of. This topic I choose because I am feeling the squeeze. One thing that I do all the time is have to do social media every single day. And a lot of times when I'm doing Instagram, sometimes it just feels like I'm balling up some energy, some words, a tool, whatever, and throwing it into this perpetual garbage pit. And not only that, but you have to interact and you have to comment, and you have to participate in this conversation. But the thing is, it's all fake. Social media is a facade. It's a curated way in which we want other people to see us in the world. It's one-dimensional. And it's a tool. We can use social media as a tool to connect, to expand our horizons, to be inspired. But what I find, especially as intuitive, empathic people, is it actually can get us stuck. It can get us in that place of ego, of overthinking, of comparing, of being less than. I know that I am not the only person that can do a social media scroll and then all of a sudden feel like, am I doing a good job? Do I have enough? Am I doing enough? Is my life cool enough? And the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes. And how these ways in our input, this constant input that we have in our world, whether it's our computers, our phones, social media, Twitter, Discord, TV, work, whatever, it gets us into a place of our intellect. And our intellect is linear. It's not creative. It wants to figure things out. And in that same place, that intellect can be our critic. It can criticize us, criticize what we're doing, and compare us. One of the things that I know to be true is that comparison is the thief of joy. And so if you're feeling this spiritual burnout, whether it's in your daily practices, whether it's scrolling for social media, whether it's part of your job or just in your life, whether it's in your work, in your relationships, the first thing that we have to do when we notice is that we're feeling uninspired. You know, the word inspiration comes from the French word inspirer, which means to breathe. And when we think about it, the breath, that is your spirit. This moment you stop breathing, your spirit's out of your body. You're no longer on planet Earth. So when we're feeling uninspired, that says there is no breath, there is no movement, there is no spirit in what it is that I'm doing. So if I'm feeling uninspired, take a break. I'm learning to kind of take a break and actually, how can we reevaluate our relationships to these different things, whether it's our work, in our relationships, and our friendships, with our own spirit, with our own spiritual practices. Because the other thing is, when you're feeling uninspired, for me, what I have found is that I am suffering from too much information. When we get into information overload, and for social media, especially like Instagram and stuff, we're growing your audience. There's so much information with when it comes to hashtags or doesn't matter. But that same rule applies in so many different aspects of our life. Whether you're trying to write a book, whether you're trying to figure out what's next, whether you're trying to manifest, whether you're trying to anchor in your spiritual practices, one thing that our minds can do is get into information overload. And the moment that we get into information overload, we start to move into this paradigm of right, wrong, good, bad, all, nothing, and judgment. And you know what kills creativity and intuition faster than anything else in the whole wide world? Being judgmental. You know, because when we are in that creative space, it's a playground. You got to try things on. You got to see what feels right. But when you're stuck in that place of doing it right, there is no room for mistakes. And again, of where we look to other people instead of connect to ourselves of like, what is the right way to do it? 3, when I know that I am feeling uninspired, that means that something in me needs a switch up, and a big one at that. Because when we are uninspired, we're just on autopilot. And the thing about our brains and the way that we've evolved is we actually become unconscious because it saves energy. Every decision that we have to make, all of our critical thinking, are ways that our brain goes into autopilot because it doesn't want to expend the energy. So the question is, where can we create a shakeup? You know, for me, for example, I found that over the past few weeks, I have been at home, I've been working, I've had my little spiritual routine, but I work from home. So I would literally get up, go get my coffee, have my little routine in the morning, go sit in my office. And when I'm at my office, I can end up sitting and working there and writing and doing all these things for hours and hours and hours on end. And what I was feeling was just like, ugh. So I thought, okay, how can I start to create inspiration? How can I actually even start to create movement in my day? So the new thing that I am doing, and the new way that I am even including my spirit and my intuition, is going for a walk. I go for a walk twice a day. Instead of taking a break on my phone, on my computer, on my couch, I say I'm going for a spirit-led walk and I'm looking for a surprise. And there, I not only get back into moving my body, I get back into the present moment, I switch up the energy, and things start to flow and feel better. 100%. So moving, finding little ways that we can do things differently is a really big way that we can even create some variety in our lives. And most importantly, when we start to look at these things that we are uninspired, that we're feeling that we're just resistant against, it's an invitation to check in. And check in of, does this matter? Is this part of my responsibility that I have to show up to? And how can I actually navigate this and approach this in a different way? You know, for me, I'm thinking about actually creating a Discord to be able to have more communication in between people. I don't know if you know Discord. It's a really cool new platform. Not really new, but it started in a gaming thing of where we can start to talk to other people, and actually even just giving myself permission to like not be on Instagram and not do the things that I'm supposed to do, because there's no fun in it. And when there's no fun, there's no joy, there's no breath, there's no spirit, then it entrains out. That vibration is felt. So you're allowed to take a time out to reapproach, whether it's your job or your relationship or your life or just different things. And our intellect can go all, nothing, good, bad. This means I need to blow up my life. You know, I had a client the other week who was telling me that she had actually met this person that she's in a long-term relationship, and she worked with this gentleman who made her feel really passionate and excited about her life, something that she hadn't been feeling with her partner. And we were talking, and at first she was like, oh my goodness, does this mean that we have to break up? I'm not sure. This is throwing everything into a real mix. But in reality, it doesn't mean that. It just means, hey, this important thing is missing. So let's use our attention and intention to start to create some passion in our relationship. Where can we infuse that energy? Where can we find our inspiration? Where can we reconnect to the things that we love? And that, too, is also my last point. When you're showing up to different things, you have to remember, is this something that I love, and am I doing it with love? When you do things with love and you're connected back to your heart space, that's when we can tune out the chatter of the how, the why, the blah, 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 the expectation, and simplify the reason why we're showing up. If you're bored with your spiritual practice, that means maybe it's time to switch it up. But instead of abandoning it, that means that, you know, it's time to do something different. It's time to, instead of maybe doing meditation or yoga, maybe a dance class. Or maybe instead of a meditation, maybe it's time to start practicing some chanting. You know, we thrive on creating change. It helps us grow. And that is one of the most base instincts that we have as spiritual beings. So if you're feeling uninspired, that just means that, like a plant, it's time for a new pot and to grow into something different. And I know that for me, especially with social media, as I've said like 1,000 times, because really, I'm tired. I love doing the videos. I love doing the things that the pace can be like obnoxiously grueling and not that fun. To me, it means, okay, where do I need to pause? Where do I need to do it differently? Where can I find creative collaborators? Where can I make this fun for myself? Where can I make this interesting for myself? And what part is just something that we need to do and then get through, and how can I actually create this and have this be a better reflection of what's important to me? So if you're feeling uninspired, if you're feeling like you're struggling in life, if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut, know that it's okay. Things will change, things will shift. Ask yourself what's missing, and or how do I want my life to feel? What are the things that make me feel good, and start there. And even just moving away from those words of have to, should, must, any of it. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Talking about this, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling way more inspired. And I'm actually gonna pick up my guitar, which is my one new thing that I've been practicing that helps me feel inspired and creative and connected and is fun and silly. So if you enjoyed my video, please leave me a comment. Tell me, are you feeling inspired? Are you feeling like you need a social media break? Are you feeling like you need something that's missing in your life? Let me know. And also, as always, please don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and I come out with new videos every single week. Check out my spirit type quiz. Check out my free spiritual toolkit. I have tons, tips, tools, things for you. I got a weekly podcast with my mom and sister. I have tons of resources. And most importantly, if you got a suggestion, want some tools, something, hit me up. Follow me on Instagram, Sonia Tully _. And until next week, sending you all my love, all my life. I've waited for someone like you. Okay. Bye. Love you. Bye.